Hey, you know that feeling? When you're working on something you've poured yourself into for months, a line of code, a business plan, a piece of art, and you finally hit compile, or you send the email, or you put down the brush, and in that moment of silence, a cold little knot forms in your stomach. A whisper, what have I actually done? That moment, right there, is where our story begins today. Hey, welcome back. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is The Great Conversation, a podcast where we pull on the threads of the stories we tell to see what they reveal about us. And today, we're talking about a story born from a similar moment of dread, a story that has escaped the pages of its book to become something far larger, the first modern myth. We're talking about Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, or more precisely, the creature it spawned, and our enduring, deeply human fear of our own creations. It's 1816, the year without a summer, thanks to a massive volcanic eruption that's cloaked the world in ash and gloom. In a villa on Lake Geneva, a group of young, brilliant, and terribly moody friends are trapped indoors by the incessant rain. There's the poet Lord Byron, the radical Percy Shelley, and his soon-to-be wife, an 18-year-old Mary Godwin. To pass the time, Byron proposes a challenge. They will each write a ghost story. The others try and struggle. But Mary, after days of anxious silence, has a waking nightmare. She later described it. I saw the pale student of unhallowed arts kneeling beside the thing he had put together. I saw the hideous phantasm of a man stretched out, and then, on the working of some powerful engine, show signs of life. She opened her eyes, terrified. I have found it, she said. What terrified me will terrify others. And with that, the modern age of anxiety found its first and most perfect metaphor. But here's the first thing we often get wrong. We call the creature Frankenstein. That's the doctor's name. The creature is never named. That's the whole point. He is the modern Prometheus of the book's subtitle, the being who steals the fire of creation, not from the gods, but from nature itself. And Victor Frankenstein isn't a mad scientist in a castle lab. He's an ambitious, obsessed university student. He's not cackling. He's fleeing. The moment his creature opens its dull yellow eye, Victor's dream turns to revulsion. He abandons his creation immediately. This is our first key insight. The fear isn't just that the creation will turn on us. The deeper, more primal fear is that we will look upon what we have made, see its flaws, its ugliness, its unintended consequences, and be filled with shame and regret. We fear the mirror it holds up to our own ambition. And so the creature is cast out, alone. This is the tragic heart of Shelley's novel that the movies often miss. The creature is not born evil. He is born innocent, a tabula rasa. He learns language by secretly observing a kind family. He reads Milton's Paradise Lost, identifying with both Adam and Satan, the beloved creation and the outcast. He seeks only companionship, connection. He confronts his creator and makes a simple, heartbreaking plea. Make me a female companion. Let me have love, and I will vanish from mankind forever. Victor initially agrees, then, in another fit of fearful responsibility, destroys the half-finished bride. It is this ultimate rejection, this denial of love and community, that twists the creature's sorrow into vengeance. The monster is, in many ways, made by neglect. He is the embodiment of a creation we refuse to care for. This brings us to segment 2. Why this story stuck. Why did Frankenstein become a myth when other Gothic tales faded? Because it stopped being about ghosts and started being about us. The Industrial Revolution was transforming the world at a terrifying pace. Machines were altering the landscape and human life in ways no one fully understood. For the first time, humanity's power to create and change its environment was outpacing its wisdom to control it. Shelley gave that diffuse cultural anxiety a face, a stitched-together face, yearning and furious. The myth evolved with each new technological panic. In the atomic age, the creature became the bomb, the ultimate science project we couldn't take back. In the age of genetic engineering and AI, he is the genetically modified organism, the algorithm, the artificial general intelligence. He is any creation that might develop its own will, its own agency, beyond our design. The myth asks the same relentless question. Just because we can, does it mean we should? And who bears the responsibility for the life we spark into being? This is where it gets personal for me. As an engineer and an entrepreneur, I live in the world of creation. I know the intoxicating rush of building something from nothing, but I also know that cold knot in the stomach I mentioned at the start. You build an app, and you see it being used in ways you never intended. You automate a process, and you think about the jobs it might displace. We are all, in our own small ways, Victor Frankenstein in our garrets, thrilled by the act of assembly, and then utterly unprepared for the moment it starts to breathe on its own. Mary Shelley, an 18-year-old who had already experienced profound loss, understood this dichotomy of creation better than most. Every act of creation contains a seed of destruction, a potential for loss. To create is to introduce something new and unpredictable into the world, and that is terrifying. So what's the takeaway from this 200-year-old story? It's not stop creating. That's impossible for us. The drive to build, to understand, to innovate is fundamental. The lesson is about responsibility. Victor's true sin wasn't animating the creature. It was his refusal to nurture it, to guide it, to be a parent to his creation. He wanted the glory of godhood without the hard work of stewardship. The myth of Frankenstein, at its best, isn't a warning against science or progress. It's a warning against irresponsible creation, against the arrogance of the maker who walks away. It calls for what we might now call ethical engineering, for compassionate entrepreneurship, for thinking 10 steps ahead about the societal impact of what we build. It asks us to love our monsters, or at the very least, to have a plan for them. The creature's final act, after Victor dies chasing him into the Arctic, is one of sublime self-awareness. He appears over Victor's corpse and confesses his sorrow, his rage, his crimes. He says he will now build a funeral pyre for himself and vanish from the face of the earth. He is, in the end, the only one who takes full responsibility for the chain of misery that was set in motion. He owns what he became. That's the final, haunting note. Our creations carry our fingerprints. They reflect our virtues and our failings back at us. The monster is always, in some way, a part of the maker. So the next time you're about to bring something new into the world, whether it's a project, a company, or even an idea, and you feel that little knot of dread in your stomach, don't just ignore it. Listen to it. That's Mary Shelley's legacy whispering to you. It's the voice of the first modern myth, asking you the essential questions. Have you thought this through? Are you ready for what comes next? And most importantly, will you stand by your creation when it opens its eyes and looks back at you? Thank you for listening to this episode of The Great Conversation. If this exploration of stories and ideas resonated with you, please do share it with someone. It helps more people find the show. This is Abnul J. Farabi signing off. Until next time, keep listening, keep thinking. This podcast is a production of Light Knot Studios. Visit us at lightknotstudios.com.